Okay, here we go. How's it going? I hope you're all fine. I expect you probably are. I'm going to start off with some Pendragon. That's what we're going to do. As you may have guessed, because I will probably put this in the Pendragon playlist, and I'll probably call it something like Pendragon. So we're kind of largely defaulting to 5.2. Apparently there's a big old new book coming out with lots of pages coming, so we look forward to it. I will probably end up using mostly the ebook. Now you'll see here we got some wee unpainted guys, little unpainted people, and you want to have a little look see at these. So these are from Warlord Games as Hail Caesar Arthurian Legends set. So they basically have a bunch of wee guys that are kind of setting relevant. I wonder where that light's coming from. Oh, it's coming from over here. So I made it. No. Is it? No, I don't know. It's coming from behind me somewhere. So yeah. So these are King Arthur guys for the age of the setting. They're all very exciting. They are, of course, unpainted at the moment. They're resin, so one of them broke already, which upset me. I was spraying it, and then I dropped it, and then the legs came off. But, you know, nothing a bit of super glue can't fix. Not feeling like there we go. So, I think this one is King Arthur. This is the one I dropped. You can see the come now, yeah. You might be able to, you probably can't see it. Oh, look at that. That crack there at the by the foot. That is yeah, that's what happened. Spraying him, and he fell off the spraying thing, and sadness occurred. And then some mounted knights. Only 3 mounted knights, which is annoying in retrospect, because of course we're rocking around with 4 people, but you know, they're pretty cool. They'll do the job. Yeah. Give me it. No. Yeah, there we go. So they're pretty nifty. Then you can see the what's it been called? Fireplace that used to be back there. For some reason, this table is always wonky. Oh no, what have I done here? There we go. Turn that off. We won't need that again, probably. If we do, we'll bring it back out. But yes, we just finished deciding who stole the pig. And we are about to head back to our castle. So we are playing with Buddig, who is a pretty average knight. We've got all the average stuff. We've got a bit of a history there. No, this is what we're looking for. Let's get these out. Here we go. That's a travel time map. And this is the map of manners. So we're currently... Let's get you out of my way. There we go. So we're currently up here in Imber. And we're going to be going back along this ridge line back to Vagon. Whatever. So that's going to be our plan. And we need to get the book open, don't we? We certainly do. That's what we need. one moment. I got another game because I'm an idiot and I just buy lots of games. I got Medieval Tales, which is kind of a more crunchy kind of 14th, 15th century French setting RPG. Let's open on the wrong page. That's the wrong thingy. How do I move you to... How do I move you? Yes, you. To the right panel. Learning how to use my windows today. Move to desktop 2. There we go. That'll do it. Right. Swish. This is interesting. No, it's okay. Let's close this. We don't need this open on here. We're not playing cities without numbers just yet. We are very much doing Pendragon right now. Now let's go back to that scenario. I should probably get both books open because we're kind of using the combat rules from 6th edition and we're using, well, we're kind of all over the place. It's kind of a problem when you've got two very similar rule systems, but for the latest one, you don't have everything, anywhere near everything. Like, not even a little bit everything. Not everything. The opposite of everything. Published for it. So that's kind of where we are with that. And yeah, I was opening that up so that we could go past all the coats of arms. We don't need coats of arms. We need the scenario. That's what we need. Again, as said, we're running through like the introductory scenario because again, we're all learning. Particularly me. You're not. I mean, if you even exist, you probably don't. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're good. We're gonna have some fun. Also, I'm running this later on today with my actual party. So I'd like to get a bit of a heads up on it. So we've done the hunt. Back to Imber. Back to Imber? What do you mean back from Imber? Book. We ended up in Imber. Hold on. Let's have a quick check as to what's going on. Oh. Okay. I did this wrong. I've done this wrong twice, in fact. That's fine. This can happen as we head back to we could do this on our way back to Vogon. It's fine. So the day once again is a nice crisp spring morning, and we are heading south along the gentle rolling hills of the regional countryside, lined on one side of this forest and these hills on the other, and kind of pasture and grazing land. As we spot 4 bandits, well, 4 men in what look to be military regalia. But it's all kind of scuffed up and, a bit muddy. And there's this farmer and there's this shout going, and he's like, give us your flock. This is all ours now. And they're giving him a bit of a boot, and we can hear the kerfuffle. And the knights, because we're currently on horseback for the most part, so our wee guys are. I mean, Buddig is. I mean, we're valorous, and there's clearly these armed men are harassing these peasants. So, as it says here, we're about to get our first bit of potentially lethal man-to-man combat. As it says here, we're pretty likely to win because we're mounted. So, see bandit statistics under fighting men in Appendix 2. So the 4 bandits. Imagine there are 4 of us in horses, not 2. We could have horsey number 2. Horsey. And we will use some wee red ones for... Well, actually, maybe I've got... I can use adventurers for bandits. Because they all look rapscallion enough. 1 second. Be a moment. Okay. You got these dudes. Can't see what this currently looks like. What does it currently look like? It looks like we're going to need to get out the action camera, doesn't it? Oh. Maybe I should get out an action background while I'm at it as well. Where's my thing? I had a thing. Ah, I put it back. I'll probably not use that thing. Oh, get out of my way. Accursed junk. Because no one wants to see the grotty old thingy-majig in the background. Uh-oh. There we go. Right. That'll do. Cam 2. Yeah. Now, if I was a competent purveyor of Streamlabs and whatnot, I would be able to flip between these 2 views without having to do lots of physical human effort. But because I am rubbish, this is as good as you're going to get. Right? So, we got our 4 bandits beating up this poor peasant. Have I got something peasanty? Oh, maybe. This'll have to do. So, they've beaten up this poor... very large peasant by the looks of it, but he's ooh, ow, ooh, help, they're trying to steal me cows. Buddig notes that it has been a very livestock theft heavy morning for them, and as we go ha and charge into battle. So this means stabby, figure out the combat rules. So, Pendragon, let's open up the combat rules. We don't need content. We don't need welcome to Camelot. We don't need the game system. We don't need traits. We don't need skills. We do need combat. This is where we're going. And we need to turn that off, turn that on. And let's also double check PDF. Okay. Bigger than expected. One thing that does annoy me on occasion is for some reason, and I really can't figure it out, Streamlabs decides to resize these documents, these windows on my screen, and it's very annoying. Very annoying indeed. Right, but let's figure out how combat works. So we're going to need to get some nonsense out of the wee file here. We're going to need Buddig, of course, because they're fighting. And we're going to need... Oh no, who is with us? Let's check. Notebook? That's the one. We are gonna need... No, not that. We've got Argold, Geraint, and Trentera. They're the ones who are with us. So, Argold. Oh, these two. Yeah, we need this and this. Very good. So, Geraint, Trentera, and Argold are the participants in this conflict. So, we have that. We need to get fighting men. Okay, fighting bandit, naughty bandits. Do that. Okay, this is going to be an event. We probably need to note down in this book. Where did I put it? There it is. Yeah, I need to note down in here. We've got 4 bandits. 4 bandits. They have how many hit points? 24 each. So 24, 24, 24, and 24. We should probably note down this one will be Lantern Man. This one will be Bowman. This one will be Hand Crossbowman. And this one will be Heavy Crossbowman. Standard crossbow, I look at. Standard X. Right, swish. So we now know which is which. They turn and go, knights, we'll have ye. No, that's a naked Pictic man, not a bandit. So they're armed with spears and bows. Their traits are cruel, suspicious, and valorous. So, you know, they're brave, but they hate knights. So that's good. They hate us, we hate them. We are going to have a heck of a little party. So, combat. No, I don't want to know what a Knight of the Round Table does. Yes, I want combat. Combat and role-playing, whatever. Combat and glory, yeah. The combat round, okay. Declare combat actions. Resolve. So the combat procedure is declare combat actions. Resolve combat actions. Winner's outcome. Loser's outcome. Combat movement. Okay. Players declare combat actions at the start of each round. Each character is limited to 1 combat action per round. In the first step, all player knights and Game Master character combatants state what they intend to do this round, including the weapons they wield, if any, and name, targets, and opponents. Okay. Characters may fight or do something else this round as listed under combat actions. Combatants within 1 yard of each other are automatically engaged. So, about a metre away. 3 foot, give or take. Imperial measurements are stupid. We all know this. This is a well-known fact. Characters may fight. If timing is important, for instance, if the opponent wishes to set their spear and the character wishes to make a mounted charge, resolve the conflict declarations with opposed dex rolls. The winner gets to resolve their action first in step 2. If a character or creature moves only a part of their movement rate in a round, then the Game Master decides if other actions are allowed. Normally we should enforce for one action per round. Okay. Resolve combat actions. Well, we don't need to worry about resolving combat actions just yet. We need to have a quick check on charge distance. An effective charge distance requires a minimum distance of 6 yards between the character and the opponents. To build enough deadly speed and momentum, a character and opponent who are charging each other must be at least 12 yards apart. The maximum distance for a mounted charge of a horse's movement rate at gallop in one combat round. There you go. If you understand all that, you're a better person than me. And of course, we look here and the charge rate of the horse isn't on here, so that's a good start. I like that. That makes me happy. Gallop. Okay. Now I hope that it's just on a table. Okay. Horse speed. Aha, here we go. No, that's not it. Is it? Do they just have a standard gallop for all horses? Gallop in a straight line, gallop into combat. So, gallop. Speed multipliers. Where are horses? Come on, there's going to be a table full of horses, right? No, there's an entire horse speeds. There we go. Combat horses. How about a combat donkey? Okay, here we go. No, it doesn't. Move 16. Okay. So the move is 16. So for gallop, it is movement times 6, right? So get out my calculator. 16 times, this is probably 96. Okay. 96 feet, I presume. Is it feet? Or is it yards? This is a good question. Feet or yards? Movement rate. Here we go. Movement rate. We're looking for a definition, so it's probably earlier. For walking speed, the movement rate of a horse. Movement rate. Yeah, okay, it doesn't say. Movement rate. Ah, yeah, movement rate in yards. Okay. So it is yards, 96 yards we can gallop in one action. So, yeah, I mean, I reckon they're within 96 yards. That seems like a reasonable point to start at, right? Well, we should ask for a referee. Let's roll a fate question. I think it's likely. So, are the knights in charging distance? I think it's likely. And we get a 71. That's a no. Okay, we're not in charging distance. So that means they must be 2 turns away in distance. So that means they're going to have to charge into battle, and these 4 are going to be able to shoot their bows. So let's see how this works. How does bow combat work? Combat Missile distances. Okay. Alright, missile ranges are short, up to 30 foot, medium, up to 100 foot, and long. So this is probably long range. So that's important. So 200, so that's a -10 to the shooter's bow skill. Anything else to consider? Opponent's movement. Okay. Stationary opponent's range penalties. 5 for a zigzag. Okay. Surprise, wind. Well, he's already said it's nice and calm today, so there's not going to be a modifier for wind. Closing distance. Other considerations. Closing distance. Show how many combat rounds it takes to close. So we're saying 1. Loosing into melee. Mounted targets. When a missile strikes a mounted target, roll d6 to see if it hits the horse. That's not a problem. Well, it might be a problem. Let's see. Okay. So how does missile combat work? Ranged reckless attacks? No, ranged attacks. Ranged attacks. Mounted charges, mount up, evade, dodging. Cool squires. Attack. Okay. Do we still roll on the combat action resolution chart even if it's ranged? I don't think we do. That doesn't make any sense. Combat and glory. Winner's outcome. The winner rolls the number of dice equal to. No, that's if we hit something. Combat. If combat occurs, both combatants roll. Some actions: dodge, disarm, damage. This will make sense for melee. I understand melee. Missile distances. Okay, we understand. Attack. Combat. Missile contest. Okay. So attack. Attack is the most common action. The character, either mounted or on foot, tries to damage the opponent using any weapon skill. Normal long missile weapon skill versus opponent action. So move up. It takes 1 combat round to mount. No, right, that's mount up, not move up. So we're closing distance is, I believe, the act that we're doing. So I'm not charged. Well, oh right, missile weapons. Okay, here we go. Missile attack. The missile attack action is used for all weapon skills. Right. Missile, unopposed missile roll. Okay, a successful missile roll inflicts for weapons damage on the opponent. Right. Okay, so it's just a D20 roll, -10 because it's at long range. Yeah, -10 because it's at long range. And that's it. Closing distance shows how many turns it takes. So yeah, it's going to take 1 turn to close the distance. So they get 1 shot We're using a horse, so yeah. Okay. This makes some sense. We're good. This makes sense. So the bandits. Let's see if we can we do this? I don't know. Can we? Let's see. This would be clever if I could. Can we go like so, and then come here, and can we? No, we can't. Can we? Can we add? Image. Add. Add new. Temp. Not going to leave this long. Add source. Let's save this. Save it. Yes, Bandit. Yes. And let's also copy this. Save. Yes. Browse. Yes. We're getting somewhere, kids. Here. There. Open. Done. Bandits. Grr. Angry bandits. There we go. Ooh. Now I think there's all kinds of clever stuff I can do with this. All kinds. Funny thing is, there we go. With this. Ooh. I hadn't considered this before. This is because I am rubbish at all this stuff. Right, but they get to roll an uncontested roll against them. So they've got to get under their bow skill, which is 8, reduced to 1. Right? Oh, though... How does... hold on. Hold on. Can they become impassioned? Because they hate... they hate us, right? Game Master. So there's an example in here. So at the start, you can declare that you're rolling your passion to see if you can get a bonus, right? So they all hate knights at 12. So they can all test. Let's put this somewhere where you can see it. There we go. They can all test against their hatred of knights to see if they get a bonus. Now, do they want to be better at stabbing with their spears or with their bow? Let's alternate, right? So the first one is going to use it for their bow. Hold on, yeah, and it's but only against Saxons. Yeah, so it's a modifier for one skill, and yada yada yada. You get it. 9. So impassioned. The first bandit is impassioned, and they're going to be impassioned. Get out of my way. And you get out of my way as well. Everything's in my way. Always is. There's no really easy way to configure the desk for this, even though it's a huge desk. Where did I put the pencil? Where did I put the pencil? There it is. Though now I've just thought about that. I used to use an obsidian document. +5 to bow. So we're like, knights! I'm gonna kill yous. Next one, 3. So that's +1 great, +5 great spear. They're doing well. Next one, 17. So they're not impassioned. Next one is impassioned, so that's great spear again. Right, so now +5 to bow for the first one with the lantern. So with +5 to the bow, -10 for the range. They need to roll 3 or less. They get a 3. And I believe that is a critical hit. Back here. Back to the combat roll. Where did it go? Where was missile weapons? Successful roll inflicts the weapons damage on the opponent. And what does a critical do? Probably doubles it. I'm pretty sure it doubles it. Let's just double check back in the table what the table does for melee damage. Here it is. So, on a critical success, opponent suffers an extra 4d6 damage minus armor and shields parry protection values. Okay, right. So, how much damage does a bow do? Have we got a bow on the back of my character sheet? No. Have we got a bow up here? We do. Okay. Bows do 3d6 or 2d6 plus 4. I don't know why one does less. Oh, that's because that's a dagger. Okay, bows do 3d6 damage. So 3d6. Wow. So that's 14. Plus an extra 4d. Oh, sugar. That was the worst roll. That was like spectacular. So 14. 24, 28, 34. We never decided who was who. But I suppose we'll go from left to right because it's easier. We're going to have Buddig, Argold, Trentira, and Geront. Right? Now, 36 hit points minus the armor. Doesn't give me the armor summary here because... Oh, no, it does. Armor 10 plus 6. There's no... Yeah, we can't... Minus the armor with no shield / parry. Yeah, so just minus 10. So, what did I say? 36? 36 minus 10 is 26. And they have 30 hit points. So, Geront is hit and is taken a major wound. And has gone past their unconsciousness value. So they are well hit. So injury is something we now need to worry about. Injury, states of health. Debilitated characters are incapable of taking care of themselves properly. Rest is needed, and activity is liable to worsen their condition unless someone tends to them. This attention is called chirurgery. Alright, as in like surgery, right? Chirurgery. The unsophisticated medieval version of nursing. The debilitating box is ticked at the bottom of the total hit point section. Shows the current health. Okay, well they are debilitated. Oh right, so losing hit points below the unconsciousness value, taking a major wound, taking a mortal wound and surviving. Okay, so wounds. Minor wound, major wound. Damage from a single blow that is greater than or equal to the major wound characteristic, i.e. con, is a major wound. Characters cannot shrug off this damage. Okay, examples include concussion, crushed or broken bones, heavy bleeding, or damaged internal organs. Severe negative consequences from major wounds. The character immediately goes unconscious. Okay. The debilitating check must be checked. Okay. The character must make a roll on table 11-1 characteristic loss to discover the permanent effects of this major wound. Okay, so we've lost a point of a statistic. 2. Dex. So Garant's Dex has gone from 12 to 11. A further action is taken after a major wound is suffered, but before it's an aggravation. Okay. Mortal wounds. Damage taken of it is greater than or equal to total hit points, so it's not a mortal wound. Okay. So, fortunately, that gets rid of our ugly model on the table, as Geraint is hit by this arrow, and it kind of wedges in kind of like their neck part, right? And it's gone down below the shoulder bone, and they're knocked off their horse, and the horse kind of is just running off. Wow, so that's the first bow shot. So the next one is impassioned, but not. I can turn this off now, can't I? That didn't go very well. So the next one is impassioned, but not for bow. So they need to roll a 1. They get a 16. They are not impassioned, so they need to roll a 1. They don't. They are impassioned, but not for bow. And they don't hit either. Okay, so next combat is we're going to charge into them and do some damage. And they are gonna pull out their great spears. Of these freaks, they're clearly the one still being charged. The Visser's going to keep on shooting its bow, and it's going to shoot its bow at that one. And so that's going to shoot its bow at Trentira. Okay, right, sweet. Again, as I said, I've got to run this later, so this is helpful. So they're all bearing down on these guys, and they're trying to pull their great spears up for meeting the charge. So this is invariably going to be some kind of additional modifier, but let's and that one's going to shoot its bow. First off, dexterities. So Argold has a dexterity of 12. These folks have a dexterity of 10. So I think everyone is faster than a 10. Yeah, okay. So they're trying to get their great spears readied, but we're too fast for them. Which means we do charge rolls, right? So let's go back up here to combat. Combat actions. Charge. Call Squire, claim a prisoner, control mount, charging. Okay. No. Okay, yeah, mounted charge. A mounted charge action uses a weapon while riding at full gallop to attack an opponent. To execute this action, must be riding a combat trained horse. We are. Yeah, I think we're aiming at specific opponents. The character may use any weapon as part of a charge, so long as it does not cause brawling damage. Okay. A mounted charge must. So Argald's going to have a lance. Probably, yeah. Okay, a lance. Trentira will have the lance, and Budig. What's Budig looking at? And they're capped at 10 regardless, because that's what their charge is. So, yeah. Okay. Has he got a lance? Probably. Yes. So he'll be using a lance as well for this initial run. So we're going to roll this against Geraint, see if he can get a bonus. 12. No. Right. Okay, back to charge. A mounted charge must... Yes, movement is fine. Distance. That's good. Contest. Charge versus opponent's action. Gain a +5 bonus if armed with a couched spear or lance. Okay, so we get a +5 bonus. That is with... yeah, right, whatever. They've got the lance mounted properly. The roar of the hooves and all that. For any weapon other than a lance or spear, it's fine. Regardless of the weapon, your effective charge skill value is never higher than your horsemanship value. Okay. What are their horsemanship values? This is where it all gets a bit... your horsemanship is... Buddig's is 15. So I remember that. 15... Trintira. 12. So Trintira's max is 12... and Argald is 15, and Buddig is 15. So that's for targets. Right. When character strikes for target and does either their weapon plus 1d6 or their horse's charge if armed with a lance or a spear. Okay. So we'll start here. 11. That's a hit. It's not a critical. So that's a hit. Next. 12. That's also a hit. But it's not a 15, which would be the critical. And another 12. Wow, that's a lot of 12s. Doing well on 12s. Oh yeah, if this guy had rolled a 12, it would have been a critical. He didn't. So, damage is horse damage plus horse damage. Characters do weapon damage plus 1d6 or their horse's charge damage. Yeah, okay. So our horse's charge damage is not on here because I'm an idiot. Idiot. Back to the horses. Horses? Type of horses. Horses. Here we go. Damage, charge, 66. Okay. Back to combat. Back to the combat, 66. So they all hit and they all do charge damage. So 66. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Nice. So we'll start off with Trintira piercing this unfortunate bandit with his lance. 20, 21, 24. And the bandit's armor is 24, 4. So they take 20 points of damage. Their major wound is 12. So they're down and out. Hold on. I say that. The other guy gets to do his action. Right. 17, he fails. Yeah, he takes 24 points of damage. Because if we check the matrix... combat round. Is it the next page? Yeah. So if we check the matrix... it's not up. If we check the matrix, yeah. Bring this back a bit. There we go. Our success versus their fail. Character wins. No shield. Defense. Cool. So that one has suffered a grave injury. As for it pierces his torso, and he's kind of dragged along by the horse a bit, and Trintira chucks the spear to one side and unsheaths his sword, ready for the next bit of a fight. Okay, the next one got hit. They've got a +5 to their roll, so 8, 13. But we're mounted, so they have a +5 to the roll, right, as a reflexive bonus. So, if I'm remembering this right, hold on. Mounted combat. Combat. Charge distances, damage. In some ways, I don't think this is a very well laid out book. Combat. Mounted charge, yeah. You know this. Self-sacrifice, set spear. So everything's set spear, but they didn't do it in time. Trample, withhold damage, but we're definitely not doing that. Escape, brawling, follow-up actions. Combat, height advantage, here we go. Anytime a character fights with the advantage of height, such as a horseman versus a footman, or a knight on a rampart, attacking someone scaling the wall, +5, -5, reflexive bonus modifier applies in the favor of a character with a height advantage. As always, when the opponents are separated by more than a yard, they're too far apart to engage in melee. The height advantage. Now, what I don't. So I am right about. Oh goodness. So I am right on the plus and -5. Reflexive bonuses are weird. Reflexive. Reflexive modifiers. A reflexive modifier affects both values. Modifier reflects both values, giving a bonus to one and a penalty to the other. For example, a mounted knight gains a +5 bonus while attacking a foe on foot. The footman, in turn, receives a -5 bonus. Okay. Reflexive modifiers and other modifiers may be added together and sometimes cancel each other out. A note on reflexive modifiers: even though the total difference is +5, -5 modifier is not the same as granting a +10 modifier. The nature of the reflexive modifier affects the probability of a partial success or critical in a different manner than a single modifier. Okay, so it's a reflexive modifier because you both have a modifier. Okay. For example, in combat, using opposed resolution, the contestants are a knight with a sword of 15 versus a knave with a 100-handed half-did skill of 50. With a +5, -5 modifier, the skill values are adjusted to sword 20, one-handed half-did 10. Okay. The knight scores a critical 5. Yes, okay, right. Okay, fine. So they're not really all that weird. They're pretty straightforward. You just, they're reflexive because both parties have a portion of the modifier. Melee distances. Back to the combat. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we're rolling his modifier. So he's got +5 to the 8 because he is. So we're talking about this one. For his spear roll, he's got +5 because he is enraged. He's got -5 for the reflexive modifier. So he's just got an 8. And we've already got a success. So he has to roll 8 or less. And we succeeded with a 12. Right? So he got a 17. Failed. Doesn't matter. We did all that reading for no good reason. Oh well. New games, eh? Oh, and I can turn my PDF off. Sorry. How much damage have we taken? 11, 14, 18, 22, 27. -4 for armor. 27 -4 is a lot. 27 -4 is 23. So, almost a mortal wound. But it is a major wound, so they're out. And yeah, okay. So that's out. Again, another terrifying wound on this one. And then Buddig's opponent. You know, I did that. He was actually, he needed an 8. He needed a 3, not an 8. This one needs an 8. And he gets a 9. So he doesn't get anything, so he just takes a full brunt of the damage. Oh, but a bad roll. 2, 7, 8, 9. That's minused anyway. 8, 9, 15. 15 is still greater than his major wound level, though. So he will be unconscious. Just not. It's more kind of a wrenched off, kind of a big old part of his arm. Or probably still like a chest, like a gaping chest wound. Not good. Leaving this one guy over here. They all kind of pony around with getting their swords out. So, I mean, realistically, I think he will fall to his knees and beg for mercy. And they will bundle him up and take him back to Castle Vagon as a captive, and then let the Lord deal with him. Now, they do have first aid skill. Can first aid be used? Let's check skills. First aid. Falconry. I expect first aid will come out of that fashion. Comes next. First aid. For saving a life, 10 for a night, 25 points for... Oh, it's glory. I wasn't... Injury and health. See how the skill works. Okay. Injury and health. Injury and health. Injury and health. Injury and health. minor wounds, wounds, mortal wounds, aggravation, cold, deterioration, disease, falling damage, falling objects. Oh, that person looks like they've been poisoned. Healing and recovery. Okay. First aid. First aid is emergency battlefield treatment that can immediately restore lost hit points to wounded characters. First aid tries to stop. I'd have thought that it said can't, but apparently it can. First aid procedure. Determine who will attempt for first aid. So, Budig has a first aid skill of 11. Geraint has a 10. But Geraint's the one who's currently dying. Trentira has a 7. Funny, I thought Trentira would have had quite a high one. And Caladale has... Gold has a first aid of 8, so it looks like it's down to old Budig here to heal, try and save, try and do some basic first aid. Okay. Free. Okay, that's a success. Or not if well, okay. Success. Character regains hit points equal to their healing rate, so they regain healing rate is not on here. Not on here. It's fine. Oh no, it is. I see it. 3. Okay, so they regain 3 hit points. And we kind of tie them to the back of their horse and head back to Castle Vagon. Now, there's some glory considerations here. For that, just for that healing, we get some. Skill groups, back to a first aid. First aid. No, we've gone past it. First aid. So, for saving a life, 10 points for saving a knight's life, right? So, plus 10 glory for saving Geraint. How on earth do I spell his name? Caeraunt. So we saved Geraint's life. We've captured ourselves a prisoner. Combat. I think it's something like 25 points per person that you fight. But we'll find out. States of health, types of horse. Combat. Where'd it go? Wrong. No, it's fine. This is the right book. Combat and glory. Okay. Combat promises glory. Yeah. Okay. Glory. I think I'll figure out the glory. I'll figure out the glory later because it's not obvious. The glory roll. At times, oh no, it's not what we're after. Okay, well, that's good enough for now. We've killed some guys. It's been about an hour. I will rock up and yeah, we'll do some more later. Have fun, everybody. Bye bye.